Alright, welcome to Jhank Gaming. My name is Bob. I'm your Dungeon Master this evening for another edition of Dungeons and Dragons. We are currently playing the Taking Over the Underworld campaign. I don't even know if that's the title that you're reading down there.
The Shadow Kingdom is what you told me.
Oh, Shadow Kingdom. I made a decision and did not recall. That's good to know. Thank God someone writes my ramblings down. After all, it's no fun going mad without power. No one listens to you. Alright, tonight with us we've got Nick playing Hank, Adam playing Dr. Ludwig Richter, Ryan as Mama June or Mother June, and Vic as Gato, and we are starting off on Friday? Friday, right?
We ended going to bed Friday night.
Yeah, okay, so we're starting off Saturday morning unless something happens Friday night that I need to know about.
Nothing for me.
No.
Not unless someone breaks into my
Okay.
room.
So Saturday morning, unless someone's specifically waking up early, y'all get up at the same time?
Yep.
Okay, y'all get up around dawn. And it's a beautiful, bright, wonderful Saturday morning. Glorious weather outside, a cool breeze, and a warm day. So, it's pretty idyllic for y'all to ruin this. Alright.
Charged breakfast?
Yes, you get your breakfast. And I'll start with Vic. Plans for the day. What are we doing?
Well, we got our innkeep, right?
Oh, and I would like to remind you all that there is horse races and stuff of that nature today.
Isn't it Sunday?
Yeah.
That Sunday?
Oh yeah, it's Sunday. Today's church day. I totally forgot. That's
Today's
tomorrow.
church day.
All right, everyone's going to meet Jeebus today. So you're going to. Okay, continue. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to-
I was going to ask him where I get one of them those magic bags that got all that space on the inside.
Okay.
Does he know where I can buy magical stuffs?
Yeah, he directs you to the. You go up past the circle, and then you go up into the main area, and there's lots of shops there. They cater to adventurers. You're going to love it. Adam, you're aware they rip people off there.
Well, I only have about enough money to buy one.
I do ask if we want to start looking for our medical guy at breakfast, and if we should do it by going to a hospital or going to find a drug dealer, basically.
Hospital or drug? Interesting. All right. So, is that what you're doing for the day? Looking for medical?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Ryan?
Yeah, go look for medical.
Okay.
I will aid Gato in his magic item search since I've been up that way.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, he knows exactly where you need to go.
I do mention to you in the evening, if we bring back some drugs, if you could test them for purity. If you have alchemy.
Are you guys having this conversation?
No.
Well, he said over breakfast, so yes, I think technically he is saying that in the public space.
No, not in the public space.
Thank God it's in the public space. I get to hold that against you.
I'm not
Yeah.
doing it in the public space.
Well, you said over breakfast. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I figured if we're talking shop, we bring the breakfast up to the shared room.
well, we were talking about trying to find a bag of holding,
Yeah.
and you started talking about drugs, so...
And I had to ask the innkeeper. We're here at the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, do you wish to not bring that up at the table?
I do not bring that up. I'm smart enough not to top shop in here.
Are you sure? I'd love to hold it against you. Are you sure?
Yes.
Damn. Okay. Almost got him.
Why, drugs illegal here?
We don't know. Our lawyer
Your
hasn't
lawyer
come
will
back.
not have a decent rundown on laws until Monday, because that's what you sent him off to do for the week, is to go and learn laws.
Yeah.
At which point he can advise you, which will basically mean doing things like when you bring up things like let's go buy drugs, if it is illegal or something of that nature, I go, just so you know, you're aware that it is illegal, because you have a person who gave you that information, which is the benefit
So we
of
don't know.
your people, is that it allows me, the DM, to interject and be like, there's knowledge you have on this subject.
Yeah.
But presumably some of them are.
At least some, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you two are going to find the medical field. Adam did not see that on his trek through the city as of yet, so you will have to search out for it.
Okay.
So
It's like, I believe no, Gato's the only one who's seen a hospital. I believe...
When did I see a hospital?
I was wondering that too. When did he see a hospital?
No, maybe that was the bank.
Yeah,
Okay.
he saw a bank.
Yes.
I didn't go into the bank.
No, he had someone do that dirty work for him.
Mhm.
He has people for that.
Yeah.
Just like you sit there, you run half the town, you go back to that one blacksmith and be like, change this into coins for me.
Okay.
He's like, listen, you could just go there. We all know who you are, boss.
Yeah, but I like
Possible
you.
deniability. You're laundering my money.
Guy's just gone one day. Okay, so we'll start with Vic and Adam, since you know where you all are going.
Yeah.
So you guys you head out that way?
Head out that way.
Well, as you're walking that way, you notice there is a humongous crowds of people. Like, it's actually relatively busy on the street, busier than you were anticipating, as they were all filing towards and into a building. It's most of the people who live in the area. And they're all going
Like a
into
church,
the
right?
church. They're going into the church.
Which is shaped like a giant house.
Yes, it's a relatively large... It's basically looks like a house on the exterior, and the interior is mostly hollowed out.
And what material is it made out of?
It is made out of stone and wood. It's a
More
wood
stone or more wood?
It's a half-timber house.
Okay.
Earthquake.
Just
Okay, so you know those houses, like the picturesque German houses that have timber and it looks like stone and like mudding on the... That's a half-timber.
okay.
So it's stone base with
I'm really-
half-timber upper floors.
Yeah, I'm just sort of picturing how flammable and with the base, most of
Oh,
on the
you
base
can burn
stuff.
the shit out of it. It
Yeah,
totally
but
won't
with
catch
the
on
base
fire.
being stone, people would generally have an easy time escaping in large. Just saying, with as many people. Are in
Nah,
there.
5th level spell. You're almost there.
He's 3rd level.
5th level spells.
We're almost
Not
there.
that far away.
Okay.
That's wall of stone.
I'm just saying, by the time you get there, you'll have already taken over the zone, and the
Yeah.
church will no longer be a concern of yours.
Okay.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
Unless you
building.
just decide to be crazy, come back here for vengeance.
Excellent. So,
Hey, you just wall up the front and set it on fire.
okay, I need to make note of that. Okay, so you guys wander on past, and you go up to the areas where all the adventures are, and you see big signs and lots of different, like, bright, flashy colors that are designed to attract attention of those notorious magpies, the adventurers of the world. And there is a couple enchanting shops along the way. You definitely know where there were some that would have had what you wanted, because you did spend a great deal of time and effort researching that. So yeah, pick your shop.
Well, that's the first thing I asked. Like, you know where
There's
to sell
one that
magic bags?
has more utility items, is kind of their specialty, but they have weapons, and one that has weapons, but is their specialty. Weapons and armor is their specialty, but they have utility items.
Probably guessing bag of holding would be more on the utility side, so I go there.
Okay, so you're going to go to the utility specialist. Excellent. So you walk in, and there's this young man, probably 16, 17 years old, sitting at the counter, just going, "Hello, welcome to our glorious establishment. How may I serve you?" And he just seems terribly bored.
I want a magic bag, like the ones you can put a lot of stuff in.
All right, do you want, like, you got, like, a design thing? He pulls out, like, 10...
I want to have a lot of space on the inside.
He pulls out about 10 different bags, and they look different. There's one that's, like, leather. There's a pink one. There's, like, a greenish one.
Well, are these all cost the same?
No.
Well, what do they cost?
Well, I mean, it really depends on what you're into. I mean, if you want something that looks a little nicer, and he, like, starts going into a full spiel, ignoring your question.
I mean, whatever. I'll wait.
And then he goes, I mean, you could have this one, and he holds up one of the bags. He goes, I mean, it's a little smaller, but it smells like cat piss, and is, it looks like a burlap sack. It clearly was probably some thief used it.
What
so
kind of front on this store?
What?
What kind of front does this store have?
Like,
Solid glass? See-through?
glass.
Busy streets?
Yep.
Anything else in the store?
Not that you can see.
Lots of high-level adventurers outside of the store.
Well, yeah, but this kid just cheated me.
He hasn't cheated you yet. He's working on cheating you. You have to wait for me to cheat you. And then
Well,
actually
I don't think he has to wait.
He has to wait and succeed in realizing that he has been cheated.
I'm just kind of assuming
Not one or
he's
the other,
cheating
but
me.
both.
I'm just kind of assuming it and thinking about, I don't know, I could probably mug him and get away.
And then he's like,
I'm just saying, I'm thinking about it. I'm
Okay.
thinking about it real hard.
fine, it's not my problem. I'm just watching the show. And he goes, it's
I'm
got
just
all
gonna
the-
look through these while you're talking.
It's got the same space as the other ones, but I mean, it's ugly. It basically was a burlap bag that was probably enchanted for a thief, so he had an unobtrusive way to steal things. And then he pulls out another bag and goes, this bag, on the other hand, always smells nice, has an enchantment to permanently stay clean and pristine, and, you know, it's just better. So, I mean, I'd charge you, like, I don't know, $900 for the basic bag, and, I mean, if you want to be, you know, respected, you could probably, well, since I like you, give you $1,500 for the nice one. They do the exact same thing. He has made that very clear.
I got 400.
Oh, I didn't realize you were poor.
Yep.
Can't help you. You made no attempt to negotiate. You just said this
Nope.
is the money I have.
I did not make an attempt to negotiate.
That's
I mean,
not something
technically, I
would
think
be
he
good at.
said I have 400.
And he goes, well, I mean, for that price, I guess you could get, and he pulls out like a satchel. He goes, it is also magical, and it can hold a decent quantity of things. And it opens it up, and you look at it, it's got about a 10-foot space in there. Not like, you can, not like,
Portable.
yeah, so bag of holding is 40, right?
40 cubic feet?
Yeah.
I believe there are like 3 sets.
Not anymore.
No,
Everything
no.
just has one side now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We no longer have duffel bag sized bags of
The
holding.
bag can hold up to 500 pounds.
Oh, okay. So,
not exceeding a 64 cubic feet.
okay, so this thing, it can hold about 10 cubic feet and carry about 50 pounds. And he's like, I can give you this for 400.
I can carry 50 pounds on my own.
Yeah, most people can.
I can carry a lot more than 50 pounds.
A lot of people can do that too.
How much you weigh?
I
More
was
than
thinking
50 pounds. You notice he's not concerned at all. And he also has never walked around the desk.
I don't know. How big was this shop? Did it have a second floor?
Yes, there was a second floor.
Fair enough. I'll see you another time.
All right, have a nice day. As his hand creeps back out from underneath the desk.
Well, we can try another one.
Sure.
All right, so
In general, the ones around here were full of shits. But yeah, I saw another one. May have something available. Take them to the one that is more weapons and had some.
there are other enchanting shops. These are just the ones you knew off the top of your head.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to spend time after this and try to find more, you totally can.
Yeah.
Okay, so you walk in and there's
I remember where that kid's shop is, though.
okay. There's a large, beefy. You know what? He's gonna be just a big beefy dwarf, like muscles on muscles, incredibly buff. You walk in, and he walks up and goes, "Oh, how you doing? What can I do for you?"
I want a magic bag. I have 400 gold.
Oh, 400. Okay. You sure you don't need a weapon now? I could sell you one for about that price.
I'd rather a bag right now.
Oh, bag it is. Always got to carry the sheet. So he goes over and starts yaddy-daddying his way through a box underneath the counter. He goes, "Oh, I think I got one here. It was in trade." And he pulls it out, and he's like, "I mean, it's 500 though." And it's a bag of holding. And it's got some slashes and battle scarring on it. It looks like if you don't take it to a professional to fix, it's gonna fall apart at some point in the future.
Come with a warranty?
I guarantee that it won't fall apart before you leave the door. If it does, I'll totally give you most of your money back.
Now, with that kind of guarantee on it, I think you can knock the 100 off to match what he has.
Persuasion.
Nice.
Does that count? It landed on top of another dice.
That's fine, but if
I'd say
it
count
happens,
extra.
no. The way I do this is
If it happens again, it
if
still
it happens
counts.
again, it still counts, even if it's Garbo. Like Ryan's, it doesn't count if it's not inside the box. That's pretty much standard Ryan shit.
That's Ryan just heaves dice at the wall. Why, Ryan?
Yeah, so I'm perfectly fine with that counting, just to know for everyone involved, because that counts. It counts for you all too, even if it's bad.
I mean, it landed solid. That's no doubt of what's up. So natural 20 with, what was that? That was, persuasion is charisma, so 23.
Okay, he goes, it's a good point. It is a bit shite. Alright, 400. It's yours.
Can you fix it?
Sure. It's going to cost you more money, though.
Go back to 5?
Oh, no. 450. He's got a good point that it does need repairing.
Okay. I pull out a lot more than 450 and give him 450.
And he goes, oh, you got me good.
To be fair, he got me too.
And he goes, are you sure you're not interested in weapons? There is weapons of all types here.
I mean, I did lose my axe on the travel up here.
Oh, an axe? Man after my own heart. And he goes over, and you see him start moving these, like how posters for display? He does that, and it's just axes. It's like, okay, swords, maces, and you notice when he does it, it seems like it's something that could pull out and have more space, as in it's an enchanted space to store things for a relatively small shop. And he's just going, clack, 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 clack. Ah, axes! And he pulls it out, and like 2 little legs drop down, and it just pulls out about halfway into the store. And there's just this display of about 30 or 40 different types of axes. So you got like battle axes, hand axes. There's a pretty good chance anything you want, he's got it. Would you like a drink while you wait, sir?
No. I'm just sort of staring at the wall, kind of looking over visually.
Do
what they look
these
like.
have prices?
They do have prices.
Or do they like?
Basically, what I have here is a huge selection of axes that you may or may not be interested in. They have like the +1s, +2s, all that basic stuff, and then it goes into different enchanting things like giant slaying, returning, that kind of thing. So, what kind of axe are you looking for?
Well, I have 200 more gold. So am I buying a regular axe now?
200 gold is I can't get even the most basic of enchantments for 200.
It'd just be a nice regular axe.
And you're like, there are some mundane axes that are mastercraft in quality, and you could have them enchanted later that you could get for like 120.
I'll buy me a really nice axe then.
All
Buy
right.
myself a really nice battle axe.
Okay. He's got 3 different battle axes. One of them has a dark ebony wood shaft that is half shanked by metal all the way down with a
Shaft.
large blade on it and like almost a hammer on the other side.
Well, that sounds good to me.
Okay.
What is that?
I
Is
think
it
Austin is
120?
telling you to quit world building.
Yeah.
120?
Yeah, 120.
Alright, there we go.
I was appreciating it.
There are other pretty axes, and he's like going into it, and you're like, yeah, that works. Give.
I like that one.
And like you see behind him, there's like 3 more,
It's got a
both also beautiful axes, but it wasn't the one he was holding, so
Just
that was
okay.
his mistake.
Any of them look like they're made out of unusual material, not metal.
There is a wooden blade. There's a sword that is made out of wood.
Okay.
But other than that, you don't see one on display immediately.
Okay.
Have some druid friends you need to find?
I'm just sitting here thinking, what would be most unusual?
Most unusual would probably be the human spine that was a staff. That has what you are almost completely sure a child's fibia as a spike at one end.
I like it, but I don't feel like I quite have the clout to walk around town with it yet.
There we go.
Actually, I like it
I
to...
put the rest of my money in my bag.
Which you now have.
I had more than 200 gold.
It's like a relatively standard canvas bag. You don't have the bag yet because you paid for him to repair it, and he's like, "All right, come back in 2 days and I'll have it done."
Alright. Get the battle axe, though.
Yes.
Thank you for shopping at Bormeans. Glorious goods of all weapons and sizes.
As the notes pop up, Bormeans.
Bormeans.
I was already writing a note. Shop to find creepy spine staff.
It's at Bormeans.
Yep.
The sign outside the other one was the Lightfoot Mystic. The Lightfoot Mystic Emporium was the other store.
I go back to that store.
Okay.
And I let him know that Bormean just sold me a bag of equivalent size for 450 gold.
Okay. As he's dealing with the customer, and the customer is just like holding a bag and like the cat piss bag, and looks at the guy, and the guy goes, "No returns."
Guy look like an adventurer?
Yes, a now quite annoyed adventurer, as he goes, "Shithead," and just starts walking out the door.
I just kind of make a passing. Yeah, he tried to get us over too. He's doing it a lot.
What are you gonna do? Because he just walks out.
Spread the word that this
Badmouth the shop.
This shop run by shysters.
He walks out to his group, who instantly start ragging on him for buying the piss bag. It seems to be a relatively infamous item that's offered there.
I like the idea that it's not one item; it's a line of items. They just keep making more of the same canvas.
Well, if you had taken the time to inspect it, it is
Max
in
dam-
fact the max damage piss bag. It's by Maximus Max Damage, the famous enchanter.
Because it's not my world, so I can't say no.
You have to remember, the whole reason Max Damage made those items is because he hated adventurers. He hated them. And he wanted to make items that were so good, but so bad, that adventurers would have to have them.
And hurt themselves.
It's a bag that actually is a double-edged sword. If you had bought it, when you're sneaking in places without cats, people would have advantage to noticing you. But if you were sneaking in a place with cats, they'd have disadvantage.
So we would just spread cats all over the city.
Yeah.
No, for people who like rob houses where cats are a relatively common pet in certain areas, especially where there's grains and stuff, they got an advantage on sneaking whilst carrying a bag.
Yeah, that was Max Damage. He hated adventurers. So all his items were made specifically to make adventurers unhappy.
Don't worry.
They're so good, you have to keep them for the stats.
Don't worry, there's more mass damage goods to come.
Now I'm just imagining a returning axe that appears 5 feet from you.
It returns, mostly.
Just the next step, so you have to take a movement action and an incidental or whatever to pick it up.
Yep.
Okay, so that's your guys'
2
basic
days.
morning.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan and Nick.
Ryan, you got investigation?
Let's see. Investigation. I'm okay. I'm not great.
I will help to give you advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm not particularly good at it either.
Is it you?
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah. Well, you're the wizard. You would be the smartest of us.
But also,
Nice.
I mean,
So
there are already 2 people in that, so
get 10.
you don't get more than
weren't
advantage
both
for
ones.
aiding, so...
Neither of them were ones.
Oh, were they both 2s?
Well, one was a 2,
Two
one
and
was a
seven.
7.
Ah.
Yeah, 2
I saw a 7. I'm like, oh, 1 and 2. Super helpful.
No. So yeah, I get a 10 on an investigation check to find out information on where to locate medical stuff, I guess.
They send you to the church.
I also get +3.
They say if you're injured, you usually the local church tends to take care of most injuries for free of charge if you can't afford, or a relatively small stipend if you can.
Okay.
No, that doesn't sound very... That sounds more clericy versus...
Yeah.
makey stuff. So
I don't know.
maybe go to another district, look for some drugs.
Make a different investigation check and make it for finding an alchemist.
Yeah. I see the 3. What's the other one?
1.
And of course it is. So that's 5.
And 7 or 6.
So we spend our day wandering around.
You spend most of your day wandering around with people sending you to different shops where they sell alchemy supplies. But ironically, not a single one of those shops has an alchemist on staff. They just sell supplies. Around lunch, because I figure that since you rolled support, I'm just going to waste your time.
Sure.
You find out that there is in fact a college in the city that one of the subjects studied there is alchemy.
Now we
And
know.
is like basically chemistry, but it's alchemy is a subject that is available for study. Amongst other things.
I don't know. You think we could get a good alchemist if we pay off their student loan debt? Have them make drugs for us?
You got money?
Indebted for life.
Yeah.
399.9 gold.
I don't like that you've done that. Please convert it into silver and copper.
399 gold and 9 silver.
Okay,
You just
thank
dusted
you.
off the gold, just snipped it.
Don't you do it. Don't you mess with the integrity of my gold coins. You can screw up the economy in any other way. Don't you mess with my gold coin.
So now we know what we're doing as we take over the.
As we
Gazebos for you all.
And that'll be
Just-
5 silver, just cut a coin in half. Here you go.
just start shaving off the inside of gold, fill it with lead, reseal it with gold.
Totally valid. Go for it.
As long as they look like gold coins, I think he's happy.
Look, wait. I mean, if you get found out, people are going to be pissed.
Oh
But,
yeah, you're counterfeiting currency and skimming off the top.
Yeah.
That's how you counterfeit in the
But
good
you know
old gold
the way you
times.
do it at first, right? At first, you
Chocolate?
just start dropping.
Oh,
You start just filtering things of, I dropped the coin. There are others filtering through the.
So let's try to locate this university.
You're up to lunch. You guys have a couple hours on them. Do you do anything?
Well, once we finish up, well, that was rather quick. I suppose we should meet up with the others. We're going to a hospital. Ask around for where would be like surgeons as we're headed back.
Okay. Investigation.
already higher than anything.
Yeah.
Or a barber.
Barbers
19?
here only give haircuts.
They don't even do the teeth pulling?
No. They tell you that there's a relatively good one who works out down near the circle, but they mainly work on animals. Though, occasionally, if you get hurt and you got the money, she can take care of you. She's a pretty good seamstress.
Wonderful. Well, that's kind of on our
Okay.
way back anyways.
So, okay,
Stop
so
by.
you guys head back down towards the circle. You
And
notice that there is, in fact, a crier outside the circle. And he's shouting, "Execution tomorrow before the races! Trial by combat!" And he's just screaming that there will be a trial by combat for an execution on the morrow.
So they do have blood sports.
It's not a blood sport, it's specifically for trial by trials.
Yeah, okay.
So, yes, you're aware that that's a thing before the horse races. There will be a trial by combat, and then you walk over, and there is a little office that you got told about that just has a needle stuck in a thread like for a tailor's, and beneath that sign is a different sign that has a little scalpel on it. So there are two signs from different shops.
Mhm.
That are hung here for her signage.
Yep. So as I get there, I'll send a message to Mother June
yeah,
with
sending
our
stones.
sending stone, just asking if they're at the surgeon near the circle or if they found another one.
No, we had
As we're asking random alchemists.
Yeah, at this point, you guys are basically at. It's basically when you found out that there was a college, is where you're hearing about this.
And it's like, no, we just found out that there's a college, but we can meet you over by the racetrack.
Either way. I guess I'm not going to reply.
Okay, so you guys head over to the racetrack. You just chill out front, wait.
Yeah, if they're going to head, yeah.
You
Okay,
get a
about
response with sending, right?
Yes, but I send responds.
Yeah, once, not double.
Yeah.
He doesn't get to say okay.
so about you kind of loiter around there, and you do hear a lot of details about the upcoming execution. It's a member who was who was accused. I keep saying it, the trial by combat. He was accused by a man of brutalizing the man's wife, and as such, the family has raised a charge, and the man has chosen trial by combat.
Who's he got to fight?
That's a very good question.
One with
That's a very, very good question. I am so glad you asked that.
like
Because
the
he's not going
family
to fight the
hi-
guy that accused him.
No, family hired a champion, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, you are there. Do you ask him?
Yeah.
The kid, the crier's like, oh, well, you fight your accuser.
Like straight up, no seconds?
No seconds.
That's
The
fun.
accuser has to agree to a trial by combat, basically. And the kid goes, yeah, it's a lot of places, especially a lot of places in the city, with the gangs being what they are, your only chance of getting any real justice is pulling them into the ring and killing them yourself.
I respect that.
But it has to be someone in the accuser's family.
So,
So not necessarily you can have second as long as it's by family.
Yeah, it has to be it has to be a relative.
so you're saying there's gangs in the city, and one of these is, or both of these are part of them? You said with the gangs being in the city.
Oh, yes, there's lots of gangs. And I mean, not really in this area. There's far too many decent folk to put up with such thing. They get tattled on rather quickly.
But, I mean, do you know if, like, are these organized gang fight between a couple of people? Is that...
Kid, if I wanted to go punch up some guys, where would I go?
I'm 15.
You don't know where I can go punch up some guys?
I try not to get beat by my mother.
You don't
This
know
is
no
a
rough parts
cushy
of town?
medieval society at 15.
Oh,
Him not
man.
having, wife, kids.
I've been in like 4 bars and I ain't been able to fight nobody in any of them.
Well,
It is a very nice place.
you're here. I imagine you'd have to, go down to the wharf. I know I'm not allowed to go there.
Oh, there we go. We're going to war. Alright.
Better you than me. I'm with you. I don't want to get beat up by your mother as I walk away.
Have a nice day, sirs. As he goes back to, doing his job. of crime.
And I'm just, there's an execution to happen.
Yes, absolutely bawling. Up there crying like a bitch.
He's really good at his job.
He's a boy in a fancy dress crying like a bitch.
Really good at his job.
Okay, so you got another 10 minutes after that conversation, and Ryan and Nick show up outside of the Needle and Blade.
Apparently there's gangs in other parts of the city.
Or Needle and Scalpel. Whatever you want to call the store.
So I whisper to you, aren't you already in another gang? Of course there's more gangs.
I didn't know, I asked.
Oh.
He'd mentioned gangs. That's...
And I'm not in a gang, I'm in 2 gangs.
Well, yes.
Don't
Do we
downplay my
classify yet?
achievements.
Yeah, you're not a gang yet.
Yeah.
You don't have enough lieutenants to be a gang.
We're a loose affiliation.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
I
don't
don't
have
feel
your
like we are
lieutenants.
yet.
You're not a gang. You don't get gang benefits.
So this is...
Horse surgeon, but they do other stuff. Sounds like they're good.
Well, have to see if she'd be interested.
Yes.
Also, there's a shop out in the magic place called Littlefoot's. They're really bad, though. If you want to go to Borin?
Boreens was nicer.
Boreens, yeah, you gotta go to Boreens.
Lightfoot.
Was crap.
Yeah, war means.
Wow.
I'd be sure to tell it to the people with the high charisma.
Which is not you.
Yeah,
It's
not
like,
me.
I'm rocking an 18, 20, probably 16 or 18.
16. You know,
Not me.
if using the full amount.
I'd set the house on fire, but I think it's flame retardant because he wasn't acting real scared.
Most magic shop people are. They have all the magic.
How, what's 10 plus your insight? Insight?
Passive insight.
Passive insight.
Yeah, let's do passive insight.
16.
14.
He gets threatened by a lot of scary people, and you are not the scariest.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He just gets threatened a lot. Like, that's a
Seems like he
pretty
had a panic
standard
button.
negotiating tactic. People threaten him. So you threatening him is just like,
Also, with that attitude, I mean, of course he's going to get threatened. Do you see his attitude?
yep. It's almost like he doesn't want to be there.
Maybe if I do my job poorly enough, my dad won't make me sit down here.
Yeah, maybe it's almost like he doesn't want to be there.
The thing is, that makes him easy to recruit if I didn't hate him so much.
How unfortunate for that child.
That
Well,
poor orphan.
Well, like, soon to be. No, he's 17 though, so he's not really a child. He's an adult by the standards of the city.
I guess you want to go in and try to sweet talk someone into a change of vocation.
Well, we'll have to see if if she'd be interested in joining, if we've got anything that'd be worth offering to her. So we'll have to meet her and talk to her. So yeah.
Do y'all need me to hit her?
No. But
Probably
we're
not.
going to try the soft approach where Mother June leads. I'll help her out.
Alright, then
Do
I'm
you
going to
know
go
if you
back.
guys have, like, high passive perceptions?
I believe Austin has the highest. Mine's
16.
12.
16? Okay. Probably don't notice that.
Then yeah, I'm going to go back to
14.
the tavern.
Alright. Okay. So you wander off back to the tavern, and you guys are still standing outside of this woman's shop.
I say we go. Well.
Yeah, are
Yeah.
we ready?
Mm-hmm.
I guess enhance ability, charisma on myself.
Okay.
Well, if you have that, maybe you should go in alone since you don't need the help. So like me and Creepy here might throw it. So.
Oh, I wasn't going to inside.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
okay.
go over look at the racetrack. So.
Okay, then I'll go in.
Okay, so as you turn towards the door, there's a elven woman sitting there staring at you with her arms crossed. Just staring at you from inside the door. You guys have been loitering outside her shop for like an hour. So you walk towards the door and she opens it and goes, "Can I help you?"
Yes, I'd like to get to know you. I was looking for...
Title of your sex tape.
Mhm. I was looking to get somebody to help me with concerns that I have regarding surgeries and medical things.
Like on horses?
No, humans and other humanoid people who would be part
Sentience?
of my people who would be part of my friends and family.
You know, people.
I'm not going currently looking for a job as a private physician.
Would you, being in the business, know of anybody who would be willing to be employed as a private physician?
I would check out at the university. People are graduating there every day with and you know, some of them either don't get jobs or wash out and don't make it. And I mean, you don't need a license to be a physician, but
Okay. Well, would there be anybody that you would personally vouch for as far as their competence?
I mean,
Do you want to nepotism someone a job?
well, there's Professor Doomsday.
Okay.
As in he stays doom.
Bad choice.
Doomsday, got it.
Yes.
Easy move. If he works for us, that's an easy name shift for...
I'm not a mad scientist. I'm an angry scientist.
I'm the mad scientist.
Out at the university, I know he's getting a little bit frustrated at them stymieing his research, so if he'd be willing to fund his research, he'd probably work as a physician as well. But be careful, he's a little odd.
Oh, how so?
He chose the name Doomsday.
That
And
is not
gets
a family
really
name.
offended when you accidentally call it Doomsday, like that's not a logical conclusion. It never occurred to him. He had it changed legally. He spent money on that.
This woman just wanted somebody to gossip with.
I mean, he knows his business, but he's a bit of an ass.
I see.
I'm glad if we get this guy, our lieutenants are all going to have some personality.
There was no way I was not going to give you weird lieutenants. There's a 0% chance of that.
Well, I apologize for us loitering out front, but thank you for your time.
Oh, loitering's fine. I was just confused as to what you're doing. I mean, your two friends showed up, talked to the poor boy for a little bit, and then came over here and just kind of gossiped outside my shop for ever. I didn't know what was going on.
Well, they were waiting for me. They wanted me to be the one to speak with people.
Understandable. One of them looks a little rough.
Both of them are separately incredibly creepy.
Yes, I know.
That's my thought. Is like, which one?
But thank you for your time. If,
Oh, no
we-
problem. Have a day. If got an animal or something needs help, let me know. That's what I charge for.
Yep. If we end up having any trouble with a horse that we might purchase in the future, I'll come and see you.
All right. Happy to help. I mean, if you need any references on me, they're generally everyone at the circle knows who I am and can tell you I do good work.
Yeah, and that's what word's gotten around about that.
Oh, excellent.
Alright, so I'll go ahead and try to meet back up with some of these people.
So is she our man?
No.
Okay.
Does Gato have hair?
Yes.
Okay. I did not know if he was just a giant buff guy and like a
Yes.
wife beater
Shaved
bald.
Okay, so it's after lunch. You guys you haven't eaten yet. Since
Bob's on the
breakfast.
go.
Yeah, you guys, if you wanted to pick something up, that's fine. Just
There
some
are
money from-
just super stands right here.
no.
No, they don't have off day sales for the workers
What around the
in the circle.
Oh, the circle, yes, but that's not where you are. You went back to the inn.
No, he didn't.
Oh,
No,
I thought you.
No,
Gato
You went back.
he went back to the end. We just
Okay.
went further away as to not be creepy.
Oh yeah, no. There's food stalls there, and they look like they're more permanent. Like it's just a general food stall that's there year round.
Walk up to one while we're waiting.
Alright,
Two
So,
SP.
is there like, is there
go get tacos.
a menu? Is it? Are they cooking something like or what do I
Would
see?
you like lunch?
Yeah.
Some of the other ones have menus. This one is like breakfast, lunch, dinner.
How much is lunch?
Lunch today is
About 2
$5
plates.
silver a plate.
I'll take 2.
You talk. Give me 2. Okay. He goes back there, goes, excellent, and he just starts working. And
I also grabbed
you're a
one.
man who's recognized people of knife skill. You know what
I do.
and it looks like it's an extension from his arm. He's making something amazing, and as
I
dingy,
just stare.
as dingy and garbage as the outside look, and the fact that his like sign is just like he carved in there lunch, breakfast, dinner, price upon request kind of stuff. His kitchen and his workspace is spotless. You would not be afraid to do assemble a corpse in there. Like really, just beautiful stuff. And he comes out and he hands you these 2 plates and goes, "Here you go."
Thank you.
I figured that was for her. I also ordered
Yeah.
one.
Oh,
No, I ordered.
He ordered 2.
Yeah. Well, I figured he bought one for
I bought
her.
one for.
Yeah. So
Mother
I'm buying
June.
my own.
Oh, he goes, "Okay, 5 silver."
Okay.
And he goes in the back and he starts.
Yep. When
Do the
you
same
come out,
thing. And when you get yours, you'll notice that they all look completely identical. Like they're perfectly presented, and it's just a quick flatbread that he made, stuffed with meats and peppers, and then topped with a white creamy sauce with green flakes in it.
We get it.
ask the Ask the chef to describe the food of the RPG. That's a good idea.
It's like that's either a taco or what, a gyro?
It is a falafel
Fluff.
kind of thing.
Yes. So, I don't know.
It's really freaking good.
Good.
Like,
Given that that's like 2-3 days at an inn, yeah.
yeah, it's like really good. And as you're sitting there eating it, you notice he's got a relatively steady stream of people.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point, he just puts a clothes sign up and starts cleaning.
Must be out of stuff for the day.
Yep. He buys his whatever he has, figures out the price for it, makes until he runs out of stock, and then he goes home.
Mm-hmm. So we get someone to tell us where the university is and start walking towards that.
You already knew. But that's what you
Yeah,
you
basically
guys,
found out when...
you are aware where it is from where
Okay.
you were, so you will have to backtrack to where you were to get there, because that's where they gave you directions from, unless you want fresh directions, which means you'd have to get an investigation check, though you have someone who actually knows how to read signs, apparently, because you guys suck at investigating.
We can talk to people. That's what we're good at.
We're new to the town. We'll just say we don't quite have our town leads yet.
I know, but it does seem like, they're like, oh, you go down to, 5th Street, and you're like, okay, and you're like, turning on 3rd.
It's like 5th Street. It goes like 1, 4, 9. It's going in the other direction. Where's 5th Street?
Yeah, it's... Okay, so, you guys make it there in about an hour and a half walking.
Just chatting about the sights we see on the way.
Yeah.
As we've been going on and walking through the city these last couple days, how many, for-hire coaches or rickshaws or anything of that, transportation?
Around the circle, you've seen quite a bit. In the middle class area, there's, generally 1 or 2. As you're going through here and you're getting closer to the university, you see there is a lot more of them. There's, the streets are a bit smoother, there's some ruttage, and, it seems like it's kind of dingy and run down, but there's still a decent guard presence. Almost as much as you see around the circle. And as you're walking, there's, a bunch of, as you get closer to the university, the demographics shift. It's more young people, less working people, that kind of thing. And the clothing gets both better and worse. It's clearly a higher quality clothing, but it's worn in a sloppy, haphazard manner of the lazy student who's no longer under their parents' purview.
So we've entered the college town of the city.
You have entered the college town. There's probably a pizza place and a bar called the Library.
Because you always want to say it to your parent. I'm going to the library to study.
Spend a lot of time at the library.
I'm gonna go hit the books.
The books are just what they call shots individual.
We keep
Very
slamming them down.
disappointing. Though, lots of nice bodies.
So we want to go find Doomsday.
Yeah, I'll go look for Doomsday.
Okay, so you did know that he is a professor at the college in the medical and alchemy area.
Yeah.
Are any of us intelligent enough to know what office hours are?
Did you actually go to college? Adam.
I am a doctor.
Yes, but
What do you just say
does-
that to random
Yeah,
people?
but did you get a classical education?
Yes.
Then you would be very aware that there is such a thing as office hours, and you are getting a bit close to them.
I mean, ultimately, it's a weekend, so he may not be here. Essentially, if he's here at all, it's because he clearly has his own projects that he wants to do, the issues that the college is stifling. So he may be using laboratory for his own work, but
Possibly. Yeah,
Very
if
least
he
we
doesn't
can-
have a private area, but he needs funding for his research, so who knows if that includes a place to do them.
How much are we willing to offer up if we're going to try to sway him through money, per week or month?
He would be a lieutenant. You wouldn't offer him money per week or month. but there would be a thing where a part of the money that is brought in, I would automatically divert into his research. You wouldn't have to worry about it.
Okay.
So a percent.
Yeah, and it's like his is okay. The way the lieutenants work for recruiting is that a certain amount of your money will just disappear. Like, I will tell you an amount and you'll be like, wow, that seems low. It's because all of your lieutenants are paid already out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like they didn't ask and just took money.
It's easier that way.
Yeah, and there's different lieutenants will cost different amounts but have different bonuses kind of based on that.
Okay.
Which you will never really... Like, you'll be able to figure out the bonuses, and you can... I will never have a lieutenant that costs a lot of money and doesn't have better bonuses than someone who costs less. I'm not going to deliberately screw you over on a subject.
There's no Lightfoot lieutenants.
Yeah, I won't intentionally screw you over on something that I don't give you the chance to either find out or save against.
They asked if I had a degree in theoretical physics. I told them I had a theoretical degree in physics. They said, you're hired.
They did not do their research.
So you go in there and investigation check to find.
I help the doctor.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's not. So
It's only one digit.
It's a 9.
it's
So-
the highest of the one digit.
16?
Okay, after asking around for about... And, like, looking around for about an hour, because you keep getting, like, oh, he might be. You look around, you do find his office that has posted hours, and you find where he was about 15 minutes ago, but he has gone home since, and they did not know where his home was. So,
But that solves
You know-
the issue of...
you know where he will be in the future.
Yep, and that is the information that Mother June needs in order to go do the charisma work without me.
Monday at 8 is when his office is officially open for visitors.
See, I just went around shouting Dr. Doomsday until somebody corrected me.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take down his hours just so
Okay.
I can visit.
Do you want more than just the first one, or it's like Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5?
Okay.
And with that, you have it's almost 8 o'clock right now, so you can go back to the inn or do whatever. You have been at the inn all day since noon.
Well, no, I went there to drop off stuff.
Okay, so you drop off stuff. What do you do with the rest of your day?
I go to the wharf.
Okay. Okay.
I take like 5 gold, and I pop that in my pocket, and I leave everything else in the room.
Okay. You go out to the wharf, and that's interesting. Okay. And you takes about 3 hours to get there.
That's a long way.
It
It is
is.
the opposite side.
You could spend money on a carriage at some point and cut that time down.
How much is carriages?
2 gold. From where you are to the wharf, it's 2 gold.
Alright. I mean, how expensive can drinks be, right?
Oh.
I earned my first couple for nothing.
For kicking myself out. Okay, so instead of the hour and a half, you get there in about a half hour.
Woohoo. That's a lot of fast. That's faster.
Yeah. When you get into certain parts of the city, there's places for walking and places for carriages, and you don't walk where the carriages go, and the carriages can move relatively quickly without people in their goddamn way.
What a novel concept.
Yeah. That's pretty ingenious.
I hope one day it's adapted on a wider scale.
You got walkways and you got carriageways.
No, actually, it's strangely called the Parkway, where the carriages go.
Yeah, I go to the wharf and I look for dingy, rundown bars.
You don't have to look far. There's like 100 of them.
I pick one.
Okay, you go to the Mermaid's Itch.
Cool. People in here rough and tumble looking?
Yeah, there's quite a goodly...
Are there any sailors here?
Any sailors? You guys know where sailors hang out?
There's quite a few sailors, including a relatively well-dressed man with a beautiful hat, red coat, big bushy beard, cutlass at his... Shut up, Nick. You don't know where this came from. Cutlass at his side, and he's just holding a cup of steaming, beautiful coffee. And he's just over there, just absolutely savoring it. He's making love to this coffee. Just, so good.
Alright, so we got some rough customers.
Position that he could bump into him and spill his coffee.
Yeah, there's some rough customers, and then over in like a corner table is that dude. And
I look at the bartender. I put 2 gold on the bar. And I look at the rest of the room and I go, y'all look soft. Like if somebody punched you, you wouldn't know what to do with yourself. And I start agitating.
It does not take long until you have a goodly number of takers.
Yeah, and we just tumble.
Did you
for
buy beer, or did you just give the bartender money because you're gonna?
The
start a
bartender
fight?
took the money and just said, "No one dies, boys. He's paid."
I
I was gonna say, I don't think you're
Nice
right.
to your bartenders.
Well, it's you effectively paid for anything you're breaking.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been here,
Okay, so let's see here.
and we just have ourselves a good old throw down
You're just
teardown.
doing unarmed, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
we're just tumbling.
okay. What's your strength?
20.
Okay.
So, 6 damage a punch.
With expertise in athletics.
In case the grappling comes.
Okay, I'm gonna give you 2d6. Let's see here. You beat up 8 people before you're knocked unconscious.
Ah! Nice.
Obviously, the rest of your money is gone.
The other one
gold.
Yeah, but when you wake up, you get a beer,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they don't charge you for it. And the guy in the corner who's is still drinking more coffee just gives you like a nod of approval and goes
Yeah,
back.
that's
to
what I was talking about. I was like, man, guys, I came in from the freaking farm gate, and my God, nobody out there will fight for nothing.
Oh yeah, they're a fucking farmer. They run a goddamn. Just a lot of table. You rabble rouse for the rest of the evening, I
Yeah.
guess. You don't pay for another drink for the
Yeah.
rest of the night. No one expects you to. You've already been robbed after all.
Yeah.
And yeah, you basically people cover your drinks for the rest of the night, and you have a fairly fun time
Yeah.
at the Mermaid's Itch.
Yeah, this is what I was into. This is what I needed. It's been a rough few days.
I haven't knocked anyone unconscious or killed anyone since the first day I was in here.
Yeah, I met
2
this
days
kid.
ago.
I got this kid who was mouthing off to me, and I got to tell you, I didn't beat him. I had the itch.
If you do bring that up, they go, "Yeah, you got to be careful down that area. Everything is enchanted." They go,
I figured as much. He wasn't scared of me. Little shits like that ain't get that brave for no reason.
"It needs a good punch in the face. Fix him right up."
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh yeah, that's your evening. You do have some coffee from Coffee Man out there in the corner, and it's honestly the best damn coffee you've ever had.
Hey, that's good. I want to be sober for my walk home. Now that I'm in a rough part of town.
Spread the word.
So
that
you
you've already
just
been
stay there
robbed.
all night?
Until it's late.
Okay, so about 2 morning.
Ah, no, I don't like that late. I went like late where muggers are selling. So like, 10, 11. Looking
Okay.
for those drunk people going home.
Okay, so 10, 11.
Also, it's a 3-hour walk back to the
Yeah.
inn.
10, 11, you start your 3-hour walk back.
Yeah.
Oh god, I said a half hour. No, it was an hour and a half.
Okay.
I meant half the time.
It's like,
That makes a lot more
that's
sense.
a fast carriage.
Either that, or the original estimate assumed he was getting lost on the way, and the carriage driver knows the way to get there.
Yeah, you just step into a carriage and it just goes and they shoot it.
It's just on a trebuchet.
they make a turn, and there's this weird gray portal, and you feel itchy for a moment, and you're there.
Yeah, okay, so you start your 3-hour walk back. I'm gonna go ahead and do some rolls. Nope. Nope. Okay. So, passive perception is 16.
Yeah.
So you're walking along, and all of a sudden, you hear a screaming and yelling from behind you. You son of a bitch! You fucking shot me! I can't believe you missed him! And as you look behind you, there's two guys about... there's one guy who seems to be yelling at a rooftop about 30 foot back, and he's just sitting there grabbing his leg, holding on as blood is spurting out of the leg from a crossbow quarrel. And he seems to be yelling at someone up on the roof.
Is somebody up on the roof? Can I see him?
You can now, because he's over there going, sorry, I got confused.
Well, I get close to him.
The guy on the roof or the guy who's screaming on the ground?
On the ground for now.
Okay, so as you start walking towards him, he hops up and pulls out a short sword and goes, listen here, we don't want much trouble out of you, we just want your money. I got you covered from the roof.
Where is the bolt curtain?
In his other leg.
There was a guy who had a sneak attack on Vic and
Yeah,
rolled
I get
a
it.
1. So, yeah. You now are fighting two individuals.
Hooray!
Roll for initiative. Because their surprise round was spent shooting, getting shot.
21.
Okay, you go first.
Huh? Oh, right. You're not high enough level for that yet.
I don't have any bonuses yet. I'm still level 2 in my highest level class.
No subs yet.
Yeah.
You're not high enough level for that yet. Never mind.
I pull out the only weapon I have, my dagger.
Mm-hmm.
You have a very shiny, very
No, I left that
elaborate.
in the room.
Oh, you
Yeah,
left it.
I left all that stuff in the room.
Oh, okay.
he was going to get beat up.
Yeah, I was coming out here to pick a fight. I walk up to the guy, and I tell him, I missed this. And I attack him. I get a plus 17.
Okay,
17 hit.
17 hits.
I attack him with the dagger
Dagger.
for 7 damage.
He is, what with his leg being bleeding already, he takes the hit and goes, son of a bitch, you'll pay for that. And is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, we're low enough level. I ain't got no bells and whistles.
Alright, he's going to strike
Well,
at you.
Are you one rogue or two rogue?
I am one rogue.
Oh, okay. So you don't have the bonus action stuff
Nope.
yet.
Alright, he's gonna...
Nope, I have blind fighting.
Yeah.
Is it dark out?
It is.
Are these humans?
They are not.
Okay.
It's dim light. They still have disadvantage on attacks.
No, it's disadvantage on perception checks.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Just
that's what
perception
it
checks? Yeah, because it's dim light. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds right.
Well,
sounds right.
It's
It's
not
not a
totally dark,
cave.
so it's like the moon and stars are out.
And it's in a
dim light.
city, there's a lot of ambient light. It's not no light. It's just still, there's shadows if you wanted to hide in shadows.
Hmm.
Alright, so he got a 21.
That is.
Okay. You take 6 slashing.
Oh no.
And then you got the guy up on the roof got a...
Hilarious. Another one shoots him in the back.
23.
That hits.
Also.
Yeah, my AC ain't too far.
And you take 13 more damage. It is now your turn.
I grab the guy.
Okay.
So I get a 23 on athletics.
He rolled a 2, so he's pretty well ensnared in your vice-like grip.
Cool.
So you reach out, you grab him, or you just like
Yeah,
grab
it's
him?
grapple. It's one. It's
Yeah,
like it's
okay.
like you're grabbing.
So you just reach up and you grab
It gives
him.
the range attacker disadvantage
All right.
to shoot at us.
Well, he was rolling with advantage, so I guess he is now rolling regular. Okay, and that's your turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got him. He can't go. His speed is 0.
The guy is going to try and break grapple.
All right. I get a 16.
He breaks grapple and goes, And then the guy on the
You
roof.
don't have athletics advantage yet?
I have expertise.
Oh, okay. Were you working on something that was going to be that too?
15.
Misses.
Okay, he misses you. And now it's your turn.
I grab him again.
Okay.
That's a 26.
Yeah, he rolled a 6, so...
Yeah, go on. Don't ruin this.
Okay, he tries to break the grapple.
He can
can't
still
just
attack.
attack while
he
he's
can't
grappled.
just attack.
Yeah, I know, but he doesn't want to be grappled by the guy who stabbed him.
It's like he can't just attack with that short sword.
Yeah, but that's not what he's doing.
Ooh, that's a 10.
He breaks grapple.
He can also then move.
That's true, he can move.
Yeah, get an attack of opportunity against him.
Yeah.
If he leaves my area.
Yeah, he's not doing that. So, 20.
Hits.
Alright. You take 9 more damage from another crossbow arrow from on high.
Wait, 6 plus 13 plus 9?
Yeah. 3 becomes 2.
Yeah. I totally am adding that wrong. I didn't add 13 on top of the 6.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
There we go. That crossbow man's doing all the work.
Yeah. It's almost like the...
Imagine how injured this guy already is.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Make a regular attack roll. Let's see, that's a plus 7, so 11.
That does not hit.
But that's a whiff.
Yeah. So now Swordman is attacking you. He hits himself and cuts his femoral artery and starts bleeding out unconscious on the ground.
I didn't even do that.
He rolled a natural 1. Good for him. And then Crossbowman. Guessing a 9 doesn't hit you.
No.
Yeah. The computer apparently is very fond of you, since I'm using electronic dice rolling. Okay, so you have one guy unconscious at your feet with honestly, a little strange looking short sword, but a short sword nonetheless, and there's a guy shooting at you up on the roof. What do you do?
Theoretically grapple the body and walk into an alleyway for giving the opponent disadvantage.
It's a corpse.
Yeah, it's a corpse with totally stuck up crossbow bolts.
No, you don't get to use corpses as shields. You're not trained in corpse shields.
I mean, you could use total cover.
If he
given
was,
sizes,
if he was
really
bigger
got
than
under
you,
it.
which he is not.
Yeah, given the size, you might get partial cover at best.
So he's not proficient in corpse shield. Does that mean if he spent a feat to get proficiency?
Yeah, if you want to spend a speed to get a +2 from holding a corpse in front of you, specifically a corpse, not someone living, that requires both of your hands, yes, you can have a +2.
You gotta rename the ability to meat shield, then it'll cover living and dead things.
Well, I look up at the guy and go, I don't actually have any money. I just wanted to fight. You want to call it?
You got a dagger, that's worth something.
You want the dagger?
Yeah. Leave the dagger.
I'll drop it if you drop your bow.
I'm not bright, but I ain't that dumb.
You're on a roof. How am I supposed to reach you?
I have the high ground, you can't win.
Well, yeah.
He's
Obviously.
He's going to shoot at you again. 15.
That's a miss.
Yeah. He starts reloading his crossbow.
Yeah, because it's got loading. You can only shoot once a time.
Yeah. He's been spending bonus actions reloading crossbows.
Well, it doesn't matter. You can only shoot once around anyway with loading property.
Yeah.
Even if you have multiple attacks.
Yeah.
Well, I
Take the
guess,
short sword and run?
I guess I just grab this body and leave.
Okay.
So nice.
I think he gets probably one more
Well,
attack.
am I in like an alley?
No, you're on it's kind of a main road. There's yeah, I guess you would be an alley for this.
Yeah, and I can't break line of sight in one movement.
You can, however, he can run off along the other side of the route and get you around the corner.
Well, I figured I was gonna jump like over a building.
So you're going to climb a building and then...
I'm going to cast the jump spell and triple my jump.
Okay, yeah. He doesn't get to hit you then.
I'm taking this.
Well, you are on top of a roof and he now has line of sight on you.
Alright. Well, he gets another one.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, jump's not concentration.
But is it only one jump?
Yeah, it's 1 minute duration.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
You get a couple like
12 more damage. You get a crossbow and it hits you like squarely in the middle of your back.
And I'm at 1 HP. I burn my orc powers.
Okay, because he critted you.
Yep, 1 HP.
Okay.
Suck it.
And you can move fast enough away and get out, break line of sight. So at
Yeah.
that point. So yeah.
Hey, he burned my resources there.
I was wondering what you're gonna do. I'm like, oh
Yeah,
no.
we're all staring at your health.
Or
It's like, this is super dangerous.
5 HP. Relentless endurance. Doesn't kill me outright. I have 1 HP left.
Good
Good
job.
job.
So now, how do you travel the rest of the way home?
Well, I loot this guy first. Does he have any stuff?
He has a scabbard for a short sword that you left on the ground. He's got 10 silver. And he has a small medallion with... I mentioned that the short sword looked a little weird. It
Yeah.
has the weird short sword on it. And it's being held with the point down in the middle of a palm. On a medallion on around his neck. It's just like a steel medallion, though. It's not of any real value.
Is he dead?
Oh, very.
Alright, cool. I stab him a couple times for good measure.
Okay.
Just
I
to make
really
sure.
need to teach him how to loot bodies better.
Just to make sure. And I just
I
leave
mean,
him.
he has boots. He's wearing clothes. He has no armor.
I'm me.
It's like, just cut off some hands.
Yeah,
Something
does
you
he have
can
any good
pocket.
body parts?
Yeah, how those hands? I take the medallion.
he would not know to think that. I have not bothered to do that because I do not have an actual place to work on it
Okay.
yet.
Whatever.
So-
I take
but-
his 10 silver, I take the medallion, and I take that sheath.
Okay. So the medallion, just put write down like it's a
Gang medallion.
short sword gang medallion. You don't know the name of the gang, but that will do for a thing to remember what it is.
Well, there you go. Oh, yeah. I go the rest of the way home. Bleeding out, feeling like I've lived a pretty good day.
So, how are you going? Are you going out the routes, or are you just going back onto the street?
Well, for the next minute, yeah, I'm parkouring my heart out.
Okay.
I've spent the magic.
I'm gonna
Then you just walk the other 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
make a perception check for me.
Perceptions.
One better, 17.
Yeah, 17.
Okay.
Plus 6.
Yeah. You don't notice. Okay.
Now the game's going, guy just came in here, picked a fight in a bar, got mugged, killed one of the dudes, technically, and then ran away.
Does 16 hit?
16 does hit.
Okay.
That meets my AC.
You take.
Is it 1 damage?
Yeah, you take 8 damage.
I'm unconscious. Fuck!
All right.
Now the question is, if they leave you up on a roof and you can make death saving throws, or they come and get you.
Okay, so we'll deal with you in the morning. Okay, you guys go back to the inn after your day out and about in the town, and you notice no Gato. You haven't seen him. They haven't seen him at the inn since he came in and left. Came in, dropped some stuff off, and left.
Well, he's mostly been going out at night to do stuff, so not unusual.
Yet.
Yeah. Okay. So you go in.
Stand by window.
Weird window thing. Anything else anyone does before they go to bed?
No.
Okay. And you all go to bed. And you wake up at dawn, unless anyone specifically tries to wake up earlier. And go downstairs, and no Gato.
Send him a
You
message.
wake up on a table.
Hey, not
You've
dead yet.
You've seen this kind of table before. You're friends with a guy who uses them. And you're completely bound to the table and stripped down to your skivvies.
Well, I didn't have much on in the first place.
To be fair, that contacting him probably rings in my room. Because he
And-
dropped his stuff off.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Yeah.
That's a valuable thing.
Mm-hmm.
Still use it for the... so we're on to Sunday, Sunday, right?
Yeah, this is Sunday.
So,
Oh, yeah, Newport.
Newportans. Yep.
Yeah.
I forget.
How
Your
terribly
point.
average of you. Okay,
You
so...
can't use those when you're not there, can you? Just oh, okay. Just
Okay,
psychically
so
adjust
you
numbers.
wake up and you are strapped to a table, and there's a man who's just leaning over you and goes, "Now, I'd like you to explain to me why I shouldn't just take your head off right here for killing one of my boys."
Well, you didn't. Technically, that wasn't me.
Really now? And he holds up the medallion and goes, "Seems like it was."
Oh, yeah, I took it from him. I mean, he was dead. Wasn't going to not rob him.
I mean, looked like he had some stab wounds, a slash, and a crossbow bolt in him.
Yeah, the stab were mine. The other two weren't. That's what killed him.
So you just... It's funny because the other one has a completely different story about how you came up, stabbed and killed his poor friend while he was trying to defend himself. Well, while they were trying to rob you. I understand the self-defense thing. And then took the corpse and turned into a goddamn jackrabbit and ran off into the distance.
No. I didn't have no money. I was just out for a fight.
Well, seem to have found one. Problem is, now there's a bit of a were-guild issue here. So,
What?
what I'm going to need is the name of your people. You're going to have to... They're going to pay for you to get back. Or I'm going to put you in a pit and beat you to death for the entertainment of people. And that'll pay for his family anyway.
Well, I ain't got people, but I got a stash of money.
Well, why don't you go ahead and let me know where that is?
No.
Well, then I guess we'll put you in the pit at a later date.
Well, it won't get you paid.
Oh, I'll make money off your death. Don't worry. And he walks away as a physician walks back in and starts ministering you to try to get you back to full health, which you are going to be at. You're at full health because of that.
Long rest.
Yeah.
Long rest. Get
Well,
on
the
my-
long rest doesn't give you automatic full health. You have to spend points on. However, he did have a physician returning him to full health.
Oh, so we're doing the harsher healing of you actually have to spend your hit dice?
Yes, you actually have to spend your hit dice, and you can't use your hit dice to recharge skills.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
that was a
on a
Ryan is an
short
idiot
rest,
thing.
Yeah. That's a
That was
a no.
special.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
short
but
rest
you're
can't-
making harder than normal. Standard is long rest fully heals.
Oh,
Short
yeah.
rest is when you can spend your hit dice.
Oh no, you have to spend hit dice or get actual. Because you're in a city, so you're always near healing supplies. You don't get to have the
That's fine.
benefit of that.
As
You
long
need
as
that wilderness healing for that long rest to work out that way.
Sleeping under the stars is so healing.
yeah, totes. That's how that works. Primarily because I'm trying to drain resources from y'all, but that's not the point.
Mm-hmm. No, that's totally the point, which is fine.
as long as you're aware that it's the variant roll, not the base, then that's cool.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
because you're permanently in a city for this entire campaign, you're always near supplies or healers or something of that nature. So it's less likely you'll have to spend the dice anyway. Okay, so that's your morning. You guys go downstairs, no Gato.
Yeah. I contacted the thing, which went up to his room. But
Well, you don't hear it ringing.
well,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, point being, it's enough that we also didn't get a reply.
Mm-hmm.
So, definitely.
So you use a sending stone and...
Yeah.
I'm assuming you didn't take your room key with you when you went out and about. You just
No, I left it there.
Yeah, you locked it in there. And you're just like, I'll just pick the lock to get back in the room if I
Yeah.
need to.
Or I'll knock.
He was going to knock and wake him up. That was...
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot you guys were sharing a
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
It's like I'm
Miss
not.
June has her own room, and Creepy here has
Yeah.
the front room.
Yeah. So when you woke up, you noticed that Gato has not been home.
Yeah. And I tell you all that, so we may check on that later.
Yeah, I have to track him down.
Mm-hmm. But for today, I
It's
figured,
bookie day.
yeah, go down the circle, get some information on horses, and go up to the.
Okay, so if you go to the circle, the first thing is, the first thing we're betting on is the combat.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go for that.
So, if you guys hang out for about a half hour, it's going to start. It's going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You notice that your lawyer is there. He's, apparently very interested in this proceeding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, like,
that's him doing his job. We
Yeah.
do not interfere.
It's like not having. Do they have normal blood sports? Is that a thing we can do?
I mean, it's not necessarily illegal as long as everyone agrees to it. This is, however, a trial.
Oh, okay. Yes, this is a trial, therefore this is legal.
It
So-
should be relatively interesting.
Mhm.
There's apparently some rules that are going to be brought up. I can't wait to see how this is all going to work out. I mean, we might need it at some point.
Any idea on the odds?
Well,
That's restrained.
right now with the information we got, it seems like the kid is a butcher's apprentice, is the husband of the woman who was injured in this case. So, I mean, I guess he's good at knives, but the other guy's a professional thug, so I'm not sure how it's going to work out. And I don't think, and the person he works for isn't his parent or guardian, so I don't know if that guy can do it, because from what I've been hearing, he's relatively terrifying.
I forget, is our lawyer Snake Plissken? Like the Escape from
He's
New York?
Steve McQueen.
Oh, okay.
Your lawyer is Steve McQueen. You guys want to go in there and watch it with me?
Yeah, I'll watch the trial.
Yeah, watch the trial, look at the boards and stuff for the horse racing odds and things like that.
Yeah, we're gonna need to go to the Ragged Pony later in
Yeah.
order to talk to that guy.
Okay, so you guys walk in, and the lawyer goes, "Don't worry." He walks up and he starts talking to the guy, and he goes, he's just like hand gesturing, and he seems to be arguing. He goes, "Okay, come with me, guys. We're gonna go over the legal precedence of this case." And he talks to you like your students as he leads you through.
Good man, good man.
And none of you paid.
Yes.
And he gets you actually relatively good seats, seeing how he basically managed to lawyer his way into them. And you're sitting there, and there's a man up there who appears to be waiting. So about 15 minutes pass, and the man stands up and goes, "The time for the appointed trial is now at hand. The Honorable Paladin Justine shall be presiding." And a woman in full plate armor, she's about 6'6", human, dark black hair, walks out with a relatively large sword strapped across her back.
She's got nice shoulders.
And just walks out with just an almost Vince McMahon level swagger. Just she owns this arena. Absolutely walks in there and goes, "All right, now according to the excuse me. All right, now according to the trial by combat rules, we shall have one member of the family from the victim's side, and of course the accused. The accused has chosen all weapons access, and this is the appointed time of the trial. Please bring in the accused." And the accused gets brought in in chains, and the chains are dropped, and they give him seemingly his weapons. It doesn't look like degraded or anything, so he's wearing like actual armor and all that. So it's a proper trial where you get to bring your own stuff. Is what Steve's explaining to you.
Did they unlock the chains?
Yes.
I whispered to him, and he's like, "So what happens for if there's outside interference in a match?"
I get the feeling that's what the big bitch is for. And then she goes, Now, which member of the family shall be performing this trial? And guy steps up. He seems relatively in shape, but he's wearing like a leather apron with a belt of knives on it. And he just says, it goes to open his mouth, and you just hear a bellowing of, "I will." And out behind him walks this big, burly dwarf. Burlier than the last dwarf you saw, who was in pretty good shape. And this dwarf just walks up, and he's carrying a large, two-handed butcher's knife, a butcher's cleaver. They use it for basically chopping animals in half when standing. So a large one comes carrying over his shoulder, and he's wearing armor. And it doesn't look like... It is not the prettiest armor, but people who know what they're doing tend to not be wearing pretty armor. Mm-hmm. It's dinged, it's dirty, it's dented, and...
You know what you're doing, you don't wear dented.
He walks up and...
It's greased to perfection with no catch at all.
And your lawyer looks a little confused. And he
Is the victim's family dwarves?
No, that's why he's confused.
Yeah.
And he goes,
"What are adoption laws like?"
"Would you let me finish?"
Well, the point is, we are interrupting. That's the point.
You both are struck silent. The priest, paladin looks at you, waves her hand, and both of you stop talking.
Okay, wait, so we were the only ones talking. It's not like a noisy arena?
No, you're just bothering me in this moment, so you're both silenced.
Paladin has that spell.
No, they don't, and also your characters aren't actually silent.
It's us, not the character.
Oh, yes, silence. It's super effective.
Yes, I cast silence. Super effective. So the guy walks out with his thing, and the Paladin Justine looks at him and says, "You are not a member of the family." At which point he goes, "I am as of yet 5 o'clock this morning." And he hands her a piece of paper that she unfolds and goes, "Apparently it's your father-in-law." As she looks to the butcher, who is his apprentice, and he goes, young man is seemingly upset and pulls the guy aside, and they are having a little argument. At which point, the dwarf picks up the human and puts him over there and says, "Boy, shut up and sit down."
Sure seems like his father, but...
And the man is standing next to who is clearly his wife, and his wife is just holding him back and just like crying, seemingly with tears of joy, as she's just with rapt attention watching this. And the guy looks... He was like really cocky before, not really concerned at all. Mm-hmm. And now he looks absolutely terrified. And you hear whispers in the crowd of, Devin the butcher, Devin. He can't believe he adopted him. Devin, how do you get it done, Devin? And so apparently it's Devin the butcher is the guy who's approaching. And he so he walks up there and just stretches, and you just hear cracking and cranking, and as you look, you notice that like he's an old dwarf. He is not in his prime anymore. He's not the man he once was, but from the whispers, he was once a man of some repute. And it just goes, "All right, let's get this farce underway." And he's just looking at him and goes, "Shouldn't have hurt my little girl." And Justine, the guy is just trying to argue. He's looking over at the stands, screaming at a man who is probably his lawyer. And the guy just goes, "Nothing I can do about it." He is wearing scabbards with weird-looking short swords on them.
The mugger guy?
Yes, the person who's been accused of brutalization. And has a sigil of a hand with a short sword pointing straight up on his chest. And the Justine goes, "Okay, that's enough." And she takes out her sword and plants it in the ground, and there's a barrier that's formed all the way around. It's translucent after the light show. So the lights go around, and then this like translucent dome appears, and then it disappears. So you assume it's still there, but you don't know. And the guy, the poor brutalizer, is just like, whatever, I'll kill you anyways, old man. And the dwarf just goes, I'm very interested to see that happen.
Then do we proceed to see a man cut in half by a sword that's made
You
for...
proceed to see one of the most brutal things you've ever seen in your life. The butcher is apparently very good at his job. You appreciate this talent immensely as he removes each limb and appendage at the joint. At one point, the man begins the combat by throwing short swords. They're very strangely built, but apparently they're balanced short swords for throwing. And he just starts throwing short swords at the man, and the butcher just starts walking towards him and taking them. Doesn't even seem to be defending himself. Like, some of them bounce off the armor, but one of them just sticks in, and he just grabs it by the blade and rips it out, and proceeds to absolutely tear apart this rapist.
Lean to Mother. That's a good knife work for something that large. Maybe they'd be a better surgeon.
I don't think that's the kind of network you put back together.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you're looking at the pieces and going like,
I could totally put that back together.
Yeah, you're looking at the pieces like, he's a damn good butcher. Okay, so after that, they come clean up the corpse and go, all right, we're going to take about a 2-hour break, and we'll come and clean all this up. And you see a lot of people who are going to, like, the bookie relatively upset. And, like, a couple people who are just...
They're betting on the trial by combat. Okay.
Yeah, there's a couple people who are just really ecstatic. And there's a man in priestly robes with a scale on them, and he's handing it out, and one guy is starting to complain, like, what the... It was 3-to-1 odds. How come I'm missing money here? At the priest, and the priest goes, taxes. And he gets a little upset, and his friend, who apparently lives here, goes, "Oh no, let me explain." He like takes on, and he explains like how the taxes in the area work. If you get winnings from bets, there it is taxed before you get your full winnings back. So yeah, you don't have to pay income taxes; they just tax right off the top. They steal it from you. You don't get to hold on to it. Y'all admire that kind of dedication.
And I just whisper over to the lawyers. So they're like a god of taxes. Or a priest of taxes?
I'm not that kind of lawyer.
It's like, they're a god of taxes? Yeah, but most people just know him as the god of death.
Well, I don't know if you're staying for the race or not. I know Gato had heard there were fights down at the wharf. Still hasn't shown up. Let me see if I can track him down there.
Okay. Well, we're gonna head over to the pony. If we haven't seen him by tonight, we'll go down there with you.
I'll let you know if I need anything.
We'll have our stones.
Got a lot of stones on you.
So, presuming it's still midday, I feel comfortable walking down there.
Oh yeah. You walk down there. Do you do a carriage?
No, I'll take the walk.
All right. So
You out.
3 hours later.
Yeah.
So it's about 3 in the afternoon by the time you reach there. You guys are at the wharf, or not the wharf. You're at the Ragged Horse with the bedding.
Okay.
And I'm going to handle him first, and then we'll get to you guys.
Sure.
Okay. So you are in the wharf.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you start your investigation?
I mean, just with those around, I mean, when I see the street with a bunch of the bars, I know him at least that well.
The first one in the line is Mermaid's Itch.
Well, beginning. I am doing it based on verbal description. I don't give a name.
Okay.
I'm trying to track him down for a reason. I'm not necessarily tying myself to him to that. I'm trying to look for...
Okay, so you walk in there.
But I think in general he's easy to visually describe. So...
Yeah, Did a huge half-orc go in here last night? Beat up a bunch of folks? Yeah, that sounds like him.
May sound funny, but I come to get my money back.
Okay, so you walk into the Mermaid's Itch, and at this time of day, I mean, there's a couple people drinking, but mainly it seems to be captains who are going in there and like dragging their sailors out, because they have like missed duties or whatever they're doing, or paying off whatever bar debts that someone got in trouble for, and you see people coming downstairs looking kind of ashamed of themselves as their captains, first mates, bosuns, or friends drag them out of there. And
sorry for those that have the bosun come after them.
Just yelling.
Yelling at them, yes. One in particular has a very verbose and incredibly articulate bosun who yells at him for his lack of male appendages for like 3 blocks. You could hear him. Just as loud as he can. So yeah, you walk up to the bar and describe our dear friend Gato. And the barman goes, "That one knows how to do a bar right. Came in, paid right away, just got to fighting."
Yeah.
He didn't even damage more stuff than he paid for.
Good.
No change.
He's still laying around somewhere?
Nah, he wandered off around 10, 11 in the eve.
No one saw where he was headed.
It seemed like back towards other end of town. Other than that, he went that way.
Okay.
Basically pointed the direction you came from.
Okay. Wish me luck. I'll turn and I go.
And the guy's just sitting there like this, looking really savage. You walk out, not giving him any tip at all. He goes, "I guess his friends aren't as good bars as some people are. Someone's too good to tip the barman."
Said, I did not give the opinion that I was a friend. I was looking for him for...
So that man owes me money. I'm
Yeah.
tracking him down. I'm not giving you money to help track him down.
Especially if you don't tell me where he's at.
Some people are too good to tip a barman. So yeah, okay. So you wander off.
Yep. And I'm searching in between there.
Investigation check.
Are your portents any good?
It's better than average.
Do you risk it?
For
Remember,
the biscuit.
when in doubt, roll the dice.
I don't know. Can you roll then potents?
No, I can't.
Yeah,
I will go ahead and I will take it for the 19 on investigation.
Just 19 total?
Yeah, 19 total.
Okay. You're asking
For
around.
Saugus.
No one who's around right now has really seen him. However, you do find some blood on the path back, and you find a broken arrow shaft. And you get another roll now. Is basically what that is.
You found a clue.
Yeah, you found enough clues that you get another roll.
I did not do as well. 11.
Anyone seen Batman? Okay, yeah, you don't find out any new information other than that. At this point,
But
it's about...
I know how long it takes for me to get back. I want to be sure that I can get back by nightfall, but otherwise I'm willing to spend time around here.
It's about 5. You will be getting back at this point from where you've walked, you'll be getting back in about 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So you get back at 7, so it would be after nightfall.
Okay.
But
I don't know what time of year it is, but...
Okay, well, it would be after nightfall.
Okay, yeah.
It's like how far could he push that with carriage?
It cuts time in half.
Yeah, no, I'm not. As long as I'm closer back towards there, I don't really feel too worried. I don't want to be out in this area.
But why?
Because this is the area that he went because he heard people are rough and tumble, and I don't want to be there.
And then proceeded not to come home.
Okay.
Which may be tied, may not.
Okay, so you search around uneventfully.
Yeah.
And you don't find anything else, and nor are you accosted, because the dice says so.
I get back and I get to my window, Does anyone seem to be coming out and looking up that maybe followed me?
Ooh.
Clever.
Very
Clever
clever.
Doc.
Nope.
Okay.
No,
Clever
the
for him
correct
to
answer
think to
is
look or-
nobody you notice. You never give a straight answer to your players.
The problem is he spends so much time in that window, he knows exactly who is and is not there usually.
Which
And
is the entire
front-
Is the entire purpose of me doing it.
And
I'm
the
not
front
just
of
being
the building
creepy.
is actually relatively well lit
Yeah.
because of it being an all-night kind of establishment. Nicely done.
Yeah, I don't just do that for nothing.
Yeah,
I am knowing my my environment.
Nicely done.
And my point was I'm staying out there long enough that someone could take notice. I'm expecting that someone was going to take notice of who I'm
Okay.
looking for.
So that's your thing. You guys are at the Ragged Horse.
Yes.
And there's a guy up there, and he looks, and he's up there, and he's like, "All right now, wait, you won't be so mad. Okay now, all right now, y'all, we're just gonna go ahead and do some betting right here real quick. We're gonna go ahead and do that. We got," and he just starts rattling off the horses incredibly quickly and keep the numbers together. And there's a guy who's just like furiously writing tickets when people are placing bets and handing them out to people. And the guy's like, "All right, now, y'all, thank you very much for coming in here. And we're going to go ahead and wait for the end of the races. You bring in your tickets tomorrow after race results have been officially out, and that's when you get paid. We'll have a brother in who does the paying, so don't bitch about taxes. You know that's not my problem." And then the guy hops down off his thing, goes over, and sits at the bar.
No? Or...
No, it's a human.
No.
Relatively scrawny guy. The barman appears to know him. The barman says, "Abbott, here you go. Here's your drink."
Yeah.
He goes, "I tell you, it's been difficult."
I'll be Mother...
That's an in.
I'll be Mother's June wingman to give her advantage of Christmas checks to sweet talk to this human.
And it's like,
No.
and it's like, tell
Can't you help?
tell me of
What's
your troubles.
Gnome. He's
No.
a human.
Yes,
Oh,
human. No.
I'm hiding from my wife. She's so mad.
Oh, Abbott. I remember Abbott.
Yes, you do remember.
I remember Abbott.
And it's like, "Oh, you're having trouble with your wife? Well, say, I might be able to help you out." Say,
I doubt it. You got 14 grand lying around?
no.
Can't help me then.
Well, maybe I can help you in the long term.
Have you tried reading her poetry?
I don't know. But,
What I really need is a steady job.
it's like, what?
Wow, this one's gonna be easy after we ruined his life and pick it back up.
Vic missed him. This is not my fault.
We thought he was a random gambler, not a paying out gambler. A bookie.
But we're actually looking for somebody to hire as our personal
Financier?
finance consultant. Or
Oh, I'm real good with numbers. Just not real good with, He looks up at the gambling board.
You dip in too much on your own thing, or?
I wouldn't say too. I have bad luck.
Had a run of bad
I
luck.
had to run a bad
Had a
luck.
sure thing, and it just
So we're
didn't
not
work out.
there, but my thought is, do we really want the guy with the gambling problem to be handling our money?
No. The guy with the gambling problem handling our bookieing. Which, yes.
You're looking at a lieutenant recruit, not a bookie.
Okay.
Yeah.
The guy who manages bookies.
Yeah, so there we go.
Say, yeah.
As long as we keep what did we call him? Snake? Jake the Snake? To look over his shoulder to make sure he's not
Yeah,
skimming.
Jake the Snake Farmington.
And it's like, well, say, you've got experience in this town then with the gambling scene, and if you're able to run numbers pretty good, we're looking for somebody with that type of skill.
Really?
Yeah, would you be willing to work for us?
As long as you don't tell my wife.
No. We'll try to mend those wounds. It might take some time,
Oh, I don't think we need mending. I think we just need to not tell her where I am at all. If a woman who's 9 feet tall comes up and asks you, "Where is that Abbott boy?" you don't tell him.
Well,
We say, I don't know any Abbott boy.
Where is
want us to
that?
tell her
Where is
you're
that
dead?
Abbott Jorgensen?
well, then I think that we can keep each other's secrets.
Oh, I'm good at that.
Good man. Good man.
Okay, so
then
you
we
have.
spend the night checking out and getting finances in order to
Yeah,
recruit this
okay,
man.
so Abbott Jorgensen will be. So you want him for finance? You could have him for finance or logistics.
Finance, since we spent our other 2 lieutenants looking for logistics.
Yeah,
Okay.
the other 2 are looking for a logistics guy, so have him handle the finances.
And that should...
I'd say, I don't know. Would we be able to swap lieutenants in the future if we find somebody who's able to take a position?
If they fail, can we swap him?
Oh yeah,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
you can absolutely fire people.
Okay.
I would be careful with it because
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have
Yeah,
ways of
they know a lot.
Yeah, also
no.
we have 3 completely loyal, always loyal, so
Oh yeah.
they should be good at their job.
And obviously, yeah, if anybody has to leave the company, you just retire them.
Yeah, they
Put
get
them out in the pasture.
tell his wife.
Tell his wife, he told me not to tell me, but I found out, and you would not believe what he's been doing.
Oh yeah, she'd
Yeah.
fucking kill him.
Yeah, through chatting, does he want to just disappear, or does he want to go back with his wife someday?
I mean, I'm working on it.
Disappearing or getting back with him?
Whichever comes first, honestly.
So disappear first, and then later on, maybe.
Here's your money, honey.
To
I
be
have
clear,
not been
this
dead.
guy is about 5'4". His wife is almost 9 foot tall. It's like she's just so big.
I mean, that's his type. That's his type. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with that.
She's just so big. Okay, so you guys find Abbott Jorgensen, human finances, and I get to give it a little something on the percent side. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Okay, he is about a 35-year-old human male, like 5'4". Kind of soft-spoken, bald spot right there in the back. Like I got, me and him got the same haircut basically. A bald spot in the back, but he kind of slicks his hair back to try and cover it and wears a lot of hats. Kind of mousy, a little shifty, and like cowardly. But when he was up there doing all the stuff for the bribes and all that, it seems like a completely different person. Didn't take guff from anyone. Like you couldn't push him around, couldn't move him. So different kind of personas. He's a bit mousy in person.
But he's a diligent worker.
Yes.
Who was his assistant?
Oh, he was the guy who works at the bar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's bar guy. So
Oh, and you said, I think we saw one earlier. You said there was a brother who hands out the winnings. Is
Yeah.
that a church?
Well, I mean, yeah.
No. We're new to town. We hadn't heard of it before. We just saw it today.
Yeah, it's the Divine Church of Finances. It's got another name, but nobody calls it that. And really, the only people who remember is the brothers. However, and then he starts going into like a bit more intricacies on like loopholes for taxes.
Mhm.
So like, there's ways to not even have to pay most taxes if you pay attention and read the book.
Read the good book.
Y'all literate?
Yes.
yep.
Yeah, so there's, they refer to them as, howdy, bugger,
Mm-hmm.
brothers of the scale. So they're priests of the scale, brothers and sisters of the scale. Scale brothers. Lots of weird things that involve scales.
Then I guess spend the rest of the night chatting them up, seeing if there's any other gamblings. Like I first came looking for dice, or is there any gladiatorial or stuff like that besides trials by combat?
I mean, not really. For the gladiatorial, you can pretty much, if you both agree on mutual combat, two people can fight whatever. So there's some places that do fight in pits or fight in arenas and stuff like that. But that's usually, further north, you got to go talk to the gangs. Up there, the balanced blades are generally the ones who do a lot of the pit fighting.
Oh, is that what that one dude was with his funny little symbol today?
Then throwing the short swords.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If he was throwing short swords, yeah, it's the balanced blades. I don't know. I didn't actually get out there to see the fight. I was working.
Evidently, they got the butcher to be part of the
Yeah,
apprentice's family.
Devin the butcher was the person on the other end of the balanced blades.
That probably didn't go well. They're going to be so mad.
Yeah, it looks like the gang lost their bets if they bet on their boy today.
Yeah, I imagine so. The butcher, I mean, he came in here about 50, 60 years ago after making his fortune out adventuring. He set up shop, and he's been here ever since. Not surprised. He always loved that little family.
Hmm.
Apparently, it's descendants of someone he knew.
So he's an ex-adventurer. You know anything else about him? He's does butcher work. Does he have any other skills?
Oh, he's got lots of other skills, just not a lot of other interests.
We have a friend like that. Just really into their primary thing.
Wait till you meet him.
But yeah, it's like...
let me know when you all get together if you're still interested in, hiring me. And come on by. And he gives you information, and he goes, and if you can't find me there, I'll probably be here somewhere.
Well, if you want, we'll be having a staff meeting with our others tomorrow morning over at the Painted Horse.
All
or
right.
Red Horse.
Yeah, red horse.
The Red Horse.
All right, I'll see you over there.
Mhm.
They got pretty good beer.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
As the orc, who is his bartender, stands right there, is just glaring at him. He looks up and goes, "What?
It's the same beer.
Yeah, exactly." He goes, "It's the same beer." He goes, "Are you mad?"
It is good. That's a compliment.
It's like it is beer, so maybe they just carry a different stock. I know.
No, it's the same beer.
Yeah, it's like, I could see it being the same mead. Everyone has that,
He also looks up and goes, "Eavesdropping's rude." He goes, but the bartender's like, "I'm a bartender. This is what I do. Eavesdropping's half my job."
I don't know. Let's see if we can get paid if he sells that information.
What information to who?
Well, the bartender, you pay them for information. Let's see if we could get a cut of whatever he takes in.
Oh, no, he's stealing information from you. You admire that.
Yeah.
Okay. So
So then we head on back.
Yeah, that's your Sunday,
Mhm.
which means that we'll be waking up bright and early Monday morning to find out the fate of some
Well,
of our...
what was my Sunday?
Your Sunday was spent locked in a room with no lights, with your eyes covered.
How sturdy are these straps they got me in?
You can roll strength check.
I have 20 strength. I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah, you can roll
It's
strength
what happens after there that
Well, I don't try to leave.
I just want to stretch.
I got a plan. And yeah, the goal would be to try to break their strengths.
Was it a natural 20?
No.
You're stuck.
Well, how many times do I get to try it during a day?
I'll give you 4 times.
4 times. So 3 more?
Yeah.
A 3 and a 13. And an 18.
Unfortunately, you don't break anything other than your skin. You managed to cut yourself on the straps like the second and third time. At which point, they came in and saw you bleeding and noticed that the straps... Because I assume you were doing this when they weren't watching you try to break
He's
things.
blindfolded, so he can't tell.
And
Well,
also, if they
he
were
has
in
blind
the
He has
Since he has
blind
10
sight.
Yeah,
He
I
has
have
10
blind
feet
sight.
of blind sight.
I have blind sight, and also definitely, if they're there, I definitely do it.
Just flexing.
Okay,
Oh,
well-
And I definitely want to, because I'm like, guys, I'm pretty strong. You could use a guy like me in your organization.
3 gangs.
3 gangs.
Yeah, so they wind up adding more straps to the point where you can no longer break them.
Now you're just doing resistance training in the
Yeah, exactly.
They just hear you grunting.
Just maybe so get in there and be like, hey man, can one of your dudes do this? You can hire me. I can work off this little debt to you, no problem.
Yeah, at one point they like put a tube on your mouth and just like shove gruel down your throat.
I'll eat that.
Yeah, I didn't think you would mind, but they're a little confused.
I eat that.
I'm hungry.
It's like he's not at all upset. It's like, hey man, sometimes you just get kidnapped and threatened with death. It happens. This is perfectly normal stuff.
They pull the tube out. You should have added cinnamon.
This is bland. Where's my honey?
It's super cheap around here. Huh?
Y'all are just being ignorant. Okay, so that is it for today. We will be coming back Monday to find out your fate. So
Three
thank
gangs.
you. Yes, 3 gangs. Let's see. Thank you all for subscribing, which I assume you're doing right now because I said so. I messed that up entirely. That's fine. We're gonna keep rolling with it. Thank you all for joining us. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, or do none of those things at all. It's fine. I'm a person on a screen, not a cop. Do what you want. Have a nice day. Bye.